Here we have another article that is talking about the black voter, but missing the mark about the things we said we want. So, black voters revealed to New York Times reason they're hesitant to re-elect Biden in 2024. He's too old. Well, he was too old the first time he ran. I mean, that's not what we're talking about. Once again, we got a reporter writing about us, but missing the entire mark. And yes, it's a white reporter, y'all, so you can understand. So, a recent New York Times podcast episode featured several black voices expressing their hesitation and concern over voting for Joe Biden in 2024, with some claiming he's too old and others stating the Democratic Party has not fulfilled its promises to black Americans. Some respondents noted why they believe the former President Trump, they're talking about Donald Trump, and Republicans may attract an unprecedented proportion of African American voters next year, claiming that black men like the party's message of financial independence. The Times, the run up podcast involved a host reporter, and what they were talking about, y'all, is the 2024 election and their point of view about the Democratic Party and, all the things they never fulfilled. So that's what the podcast was about. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're saying 22% of black voters said they would support Donald Trump over Joe Biden in a hypothetical rematch, compared with 8% that he carried in 2020. And they noted that the black family testimonies tracked with the data, saying they are reluctant to vote for the Democratic Party, and no mention of qualified immunity, no mention of reparations, a crime bill, nothing. So when asked why, they continue, I feel as though he could have done more for us. Yeah, well, more. He didn't do anything. That's the thing. Joe Biden hasn't done squat for the black community. He has done more for these migrants running across the border than he has done for us. And Donald Trump, let's face it. I mean, I know people are talking about possibly voting Republican this time around in the black community. Donald Trump is not talking about our issues at all. He's out here campaigning, and our issues are not coming up at all. Let's be real. So they continue noting that Obama not doing enough for black Americans was disheartening, and claim it was a result of young people he had mentored stop voting altogether. He added, they lost faith in the political system. So some people don't even want to see the rematch of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. They want to see different people. I've seen that too out there. They don't want to see this rematch at all. So, I don't see anything improving. So now in a recent poll, it shows that Donald Trump 46%, Joe Biden 42% between voters the ages of 18 to 34. All right, then the question came up, do you feel like you're a Democrat more because of what Democrats do or because of what Republicans do? Several voices replied, admitting that they're Democrats in reaction to Republican agendas. Several guests believe that Black men may be more open than Black women to voting Republican. One responded, the financial mobility. The Republican Party preaches somewhat of this concept of strapping up your bootstraps and the kind of will your own way to make your own way as far as financially. I think that appeals to more men and are disenfranchised that want to take another step financially within their communities. All right. So they also hammered the Democrats. I feel that the Democratic Party has forgotten about the Black male, noting that the party seems to focus on appealing to Black women voters. Yeah, they actually do. You know, even when you go to YouTube and look at videos from these news outlets, they talk way more about Black women voters than they do Black men. They absolutely do. That is true. Another chimed in saying, we talk about the negatives of Trump often, but we don't talk about the negative of Biden. That's not true. We have talked about the negative policies of Joe Biden. In a world of today's politics, most policies are written by think tanks and groups of people. Biden hand wrote a policy that resulted in more Black people being locked up than ever in the history of America. We absolutely have talked about that. His crime bill, oh, I don't know where you've been. We absolutely have talked about that. We talked about that when he first ran for president. We were buzzing about that back in 2020. And even to this day, we talk about that crime bill that Joe Biden came up with and why there are so many in our community, especially the men that have been mass incarcerated. And that crime bill is also responsible for all of these exonerations going on. They have gotten carried away in locking people up where they're hiding evidence. Judges are excluding evidence that they know can clear a person and still move forward and put folks in jail that really don't belong there. So not only did the crime bill was it a detriment to the community, it went far beyond that. So, y'all, when Black groups come together to discuss politics, y'all need to be talking about reparations. You need to be talking about a crime bill for us and doing something about qualified immunity. And I just find it funny. I could care less. Joe Biden is an old man. He was an old man back in 2020. So I don't know. I don't think that is the focus that we are looking for in this president. You know, it doesn't matter what his age is. I think yesterday or a few days ago, he turned 81, you know, so he had to be in his late 70s when he ran in the first place. So, that's not going to do anything for anyone. The bottom line is if he's not delivering what the people are asking for, then he needs to go, as well as the Democratic Party. All of these folks have been sitting there for a long time and doing nothing for us. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.